classification. So classification, till now what we have seen is where our model should be predicting a continuous variable, right? But in case of classification, it's like you are for the inputs, you should be your output should be categorizing it into some kind of class. Okay, it will be a discrete variable which you will be predicting over here. So something like this. So let's take one real-time example. Let's take an example of healthcare where taking our blood samples and like a few other samples, that should be our model should be detecting if that person has a blood cancer or not. Okay, so something like that. So let's take a graph. So what they will do is, so for x, let's take x is what maybe your WBC count or like something else like a white blood cell count or red blood cell, something like which I'm not sure exactly what will impact the cancer. So so such kind of things. Let's say we are taking one feature and we are plotting it. Okay, so let's say you have all your cases having blood cancer, like not having like you already have a data of history data of so many patients, like where they have been tested, and you are just plotting them, okay, like here. And you are also plotting the people like who are, so let's say I have plotted some crosses and some zeros, right? So let's take we have, just say like initially we have plotted the x here with with taking the parameters what we got from our blood test. We have plotted these things representing x with number of people who are not having any cancer, and with when this kind of rounds with cross and rounds, right? This rounds with zeros kind of thing with people who are affected with cancer. So for them, we could see some kind of you can see these two can be separated, right? Like by using some kind of a line here or something. Can we separate these two by some kind of a line where for a new value, for a new person, in case if he is like showing some here, just let me put it like x1 x2, we are plotting between two variables here, and from this we are getting something like this. Okay, so can we what you say, can we, in case of a new patient has come, and then we plot between x1 x2 parameters from what we got from his test, like on this, like if we are plotting some value here, so if it came here, okay, let us say this came here, so this one is a new data, let's say. So this data, can we say, like because we have separated from a line, right, where this can be this is like having cancer, not having cancer. Okay, so for a new point here, if it is if it is coming in this way, can we say predict that this patient is having cancer, right? So in case if some one more patient has come, it has been plotted here, can we say that this person is not having cancer? The test result, we can say it like this, right? Right? This is possible, right? So this is how actually when in reality as well, even if you take our now like present scenario in this pandemic, like we have this corona test, right? Even there, okay. So even in pandemic corona test, like COVID-19 test as well, we can have the same scenario where there may be few parameters. Like actually, if you take COVID, like they are also doing kind of a CT scan and then seeing at the lungs level, like if it is affected or not, right? So similarly in some other ways as well, like but taking few parameters, again what they will be doing is with the history data. Like they will be taking, they will be doing a research study where they will be kind of plotting these values at different levels. So where actually what they'll be doing is, so what they'll be doing here is like they'll be plotting these values here, and they'll be trying to get a kind of a separation between them. Okay, once you get a separation, then for a new patient, if he's easy lying in the other side or a right side or a left side of the line, depending on that, they will be confirming if he is affected or not. In case if some line nearby, if he is getting okay, so there can be a kind of cross check that you are almost like coming near, but actually you are like safe, like you don't have it now, but there are chances that you are like there are like slight chances that you may get in future. So like be careful with your diet or like some of your habits or something like that. Okay, so such, or maybe use some kind of medication. So some kind of scenarios we can tell something with this, right? So such kind of things we can use by seeing some kind of pattern like this. Okay, in case in some cases what will happen is where you won't have this kind of pattern which can be separated by a straight line. Maybe you will be having some kind of graph. Let me draw one more graph here. So where, so there will be zeros as well here. So something like this, okay? So can we draw some kind of a line on top of this? Is it possible here? So like from this, what we can say is like here, we could not see a kind of relation between X and Y, like some kind of patterns. We are not able to differentiate between these crosses and like rounds. So here we can't get some kind of a line. In case if you get something, still like we are having some kind of like problems. Like in this side, like some are falsely told as positive, some are falsely told as negative, right? So this is also crucial to get proper the values which are having which are actually impacting our like decision. Like finally, if you want to classify between cancer and not cancer, your X and Y should actually be useful in getting that kind of differentiation between those two. Some kind of pattern it should be exhibiting. Okay, such that is what like these researchers will do initially. What they will do is they will like maybe if you take a blood test or like some other test, like you'll be having some 10-20 parameters. So out of that, they will explore and explore each of those parameters and see if anything is actually showing some pattern. They'll be taking the features which are having patterns, and they will be trying to get a model which it will do like this. Okay, so earlier, like at one point of time, they used to do it manually. This red line is there, right? So they used to do it manually. Just that if your count, even in your blood report, in sometimes you'll be seeing normal range at your actual value and normal range also, right? So if it is like within that range, then you don't have within that this range you don't have like, so if it is out of that range you have some issue. So something like that, which is directly rule based. So but in many cases such kind of rule based scenario might not be very helpful. So such kind of scenario, in this case, if you can take some case like this, so here rule writing a rule is almost impossible, right? So even getting a model, we can see it later how we can uh, train a model to differentiate between these two. But if there is no feature, it is not exhibiting any pattern, we can't do anything. Okay, only if it is exhibiting some pattern, we can do something. Okay, so let me give some example like, so this is my question. So let's say these are all cross. Okay, so can we differentiate between these two? So that is the question. Can you, any one of you answer this? So can we differentiate between these two features?
Maybe a certain area.
Yeah, right. So a kind of area here, like how much it is occupied, like can we do some kind of circle here, like which can differentiate between these two? That is possible, right? So thing is like our boundary need not be linear. It can go to a non-linear as well. So okay, like these kind of thing, like we have seen it earlier in linear regression, where we are trying to get a line here, and finally, and even we can even get kind of a curve, right? So such kind of scenarios is possible. So indirectly, are we doing some kind of a regression here? So, but for regression, we need a kind of what you say continuous variable from which we will be comparing our error, right? So that is not possible here, but still we'll be using some concepts of linear regression and using it in this classification. Okay, so let's see what we'll be doing. Okay, so next step would be let's take a kind of example how will we how actually the data looks in case of classification. Okay, so let's take a data where you have x, x1, x2, x3. We can take like one or maybe few of them. So okay, let me take two. Okay, so you'll be let's say you are collecting data from various patients in this case. So your values are 10, 20, 50, 60, 70, 10, 100, 220, something like this. And you have your y as well, where it will be told like having cancer, no cancer, 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 something like this. You'll be having like so many data points. So this is how like you'll be getting input. Okay, so your y actually should be kind of a categorical for like treating it as a like classification model. Okay, so if it is not categorical, like something like uh, is cancer 0, sorry, 1, 0, 1, 1, something like this. Even sometimes it will be like this. So in both of the scenarios, you can identify that in case like it actually comes from the problem statement. If your problem statement is to detect a cancer within like patient, like from the records, you have to classify if he has a cancer or not. That's a classification problem. In case if you want to predict what will be the blood count or something which is numerical, right? Which you want to predict a continuous value, that can go for a regression problem. Okay, so that's how you have to classify between your both of your problem statements. So let's see like how we can pose this problem. Previously, what we have done is we actually have taken xy, and from this we have calculated how much is the error prediction, right? But here it's just a categorical. So what you'll be again having is a kind of prediction. Okay, just let me take this table as only. So on top of that, so this is actual, right? This is actual. So finally, after training the model, you will be getting some kind of prediction. Okay, and then how this prediction will be is like you don't have numbers now. You may have something like yes, cancer, maybe no cancer here as well, no cancer and cancer. So it may predict cancer as cancer, no cancer as no cancer. Okay, but cancer as no cancer, where it is doing wrong here. So here it is doing right. So only this thing we can, this kind of thing it is possible. Not like we again get some error value, and from that error value you like do a gradient descent or something like this, right? So such thing won't be possible here, right? Only thing possible is we get error, if you take error, so that error will be comparison between these two, where it is doing correctly or not. Okay, it is doing correctly, it is doing correctly, it is not doing correctly, it is doing correctly. Something like this. Only this we can get. So with this, is it possible for us to do something? Because like gradient descent obviously won't be possible. Only thing what we can get is count of number of positives we can get, average like average count of like how many correct count we can get, and with that it's not like very much informative, right? Like that doesn't vary so much, and from that like getting theta values, that will be quite difficult. So this we can't pose it as a kind of a regression problem, but directly. But what we can do is, so let's say in the previous example here, this is the example what we are taking, right? So in this example, where let me draw this graph again. So okay, you have something like this. So for this, um, we have to again predict a line or a boundary here. Okay, so this again line can be some kind of what you say, like non-linear, but for simplicity, for explaining purpose, let's take a linear line. So this line can be something like this. This y equal to theta naught plus theta 1 x. We can again have something like this, right? Theta 2 x square plus 1. So this is possible again. So let's take the same thing. So usually instead of representing the entire thing, what people will call it is like y equal to h of theta into x. So something like this, like just like how we earlier had it as x theta, y equal to x theta, right? It's similar to that. Just that we have it like h of x, h of theta x. Some people call it like this, or h of x maybe. Y equal to, let's take it as h of x. Okay, you have this now. So what we can say is like we need to have a parameter here. This is the line, right? So for any kind of line equation, let's say, let's draw some line here. Okay, something like x plus y equal to 1. Okay, so for this line, x plus y minus 1 equal to 0. Let's write it this way. So for this line, what we can say is your x plus y minus 1 greater than 0 will be some portion here, right? And this portion here, we can have it as x plus y minus 1 less than 0. So this is within like basic math, that this will be equal to, if it is equal to 0, it is on this line. If it is less than 0, it will be like less below that, and if it is greater than 0, it will be above. So something like this. So this is a kind of concept which we will be using it over here, where your value is greater than 0, we can take it on one side, and less than 0, we can take it on the other side, something like this. So finally, what we'll be getting is from this, so y equal to h of x, right? So if y minus h of x greater than 0, we can take it one side, maybe positive. Y minus h of x less than 0, we can take it as negative, or positive or negative, or something like this. So these are positive side, this is negative. We got like cancer positive, cancer negative, something like this. So no cancer and cancer. So can we pose a problem like this? So does this make sense, right? So like we, for a kind of separation, we have to see it is on right side or a left side. So that will be our problem. So okay, now we got we have posed the problem, but next step would be now this will be our problem statement, where y minus maybe theta naught plus theta 1 x greater than 0 or less than 0. We have to compute this from this. If it is greater than 0, positive, less than 0 like negative. So actually in reality case, we won't be having this y. Okay. So only we have to see is this part. So it's not y minus directly h of x, because y is actually h of x, right? So here what we'll be having is something like this. Your h of x, which is like theta naught plus theta 1x. If it is greater than 0, it is positive theta naught plus theta 1x. If it is less than 0, you will predict it as, okay, let's here the place, just so I thought of selecting this. Okay, so let me move it here. Okay, so if your value is greater than 0, what we'll say is like our y prediction is here. Y prediction will be predicting as positive. If it is less than 0, we'll be predicting as negative. This is what we have, because you will be only having x and theta, which we'll be learning. So our next goal is to learn theta. Okay, theta naught, theta 1, so on. So learn this thing. So for learning this thing, first one thing is we have to define error function, right? So what should be the error function, that we have to see. So in case if you define an error function, next things are very easy. So next things will be very simple, right? Because okay, it's not very simple. Again, you have something there. So like we know a kind of steps what we use for linear regression. So let me jump there and show you. Kind like first thing is we define a model structure, which we already did. We defined that h of x when your theta naught plus theta 1 x plus so on. If it is greater than 0, it is positive, less than 0, negative. So this part is done. Second part is defining your loss function. So which we'll be doing now. Let's go define a loss function now. Okay, so what will be our loss function? So just like concentrate slightly. So usually for a classification, so if you see loss function in error, it's like kind of error, right? In case if you are doing mistake, so that is what you want to have, right? So if it is cancer, if it is detecting as cancer, it is well and good, no issues with that. So if it is cancer but detecting as not a cancer, so something like you are predicting one thing and the prediction uh, is opposite to actual, then you have to take it up, right? But here, if you see, that is a binary class. Like it's not a continuous error. You can't take like y actual minus y predicted, because let's say y actual, y predicted. There will be four possible classes, right? So 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. Okay, means like when it is 0 or error, let's take error. So when both are 0, it should, if it is, then our error is 0, right? So when it is conflict, then we have an error. Again, we have an error. Here it is predicting, it is actual is 1 and predicting as 1, then error is 0. So this is what is our truth table, if you can take. So with this, we have to get these kind of scenario. So this scenario, like if you directly take negative between these two, right? So what it will, in case if it is just actual minus predicted, if you take 0, minus 1, 1 and 0. Again, like you are getting something here, but actually this doesn't make sense, because like your error will all, so it has, let's say, take this case where it has predicted something nearby to this or like farther to this, still you'll be getting like same error value, right? So let's say it has predicted, let me do this thing, your h of x, right? So where it is predicting this y value, let us say it has we also have a kind of confidence level. Okay, so confidence level is nothing but if you are say if it is nearer by to this line, right? So what you say, this may have some kind of, I'm not sure if this is really negative. Maybe there are chances to be positive, something like that. So when it is very far from your line, decision boundary, then you can confidently say that this is positive. No, sorry, this is not having any cancer, something like that, right? So such kind of scenario. So you also have to take into account, is it confidently saying that like your value is like negative, or it is not confident at all. So that also should be taken into consideration. For that kind of scenario, this error won't be sufficient. Okay. And even in reality, what you'll be getting is not a direct hard 0 or 1 value. You'll be getting some value here. Okay. So that value, let me see what you'll be getting here. So the value you will be predicting is a kind of a probability. So it is probable that like he is having cancer with 0.9. Okay, something like this. And like it is probable that like you are not having cancer only at zero point 0.1, something like this. So if you'll be finally getting something like this, so where you'll be getting a hard stop at zero point 0.5, you can do this way, where your H, instead of like 0, what you'll be having is, if your is greater than zero point 0.5, you take Y prediction as positive. So okay, so if you take h of x as less than zero point 0.5, you'll be saying your y prediction as negative. So we'll be finally getting to something this level. How we'll be getting, anyway, we'll see in next class. So this class, I'm just like giving kind of an intro how the problem would be. So if you are very confident that like this is going to be like your output, let's talk about how your output will x1, x2, something like this. So finally we will be getting a y. Okay, y is, let us say, a confidence score, which if it is like 0.9, you'll be saying positive. If it is like 0.1 or zero point 0.4, you'll be saying negative. Okay, it will be like this, something like this. You'll be drawing a line at 0.5 rather than 0 to do it. Okay, so something like this. So your value should be very confident. That like your it should like your final decision boundary should be like your model should be confident in telling kind of positive or negative. It shouldn't be something like a kind of, you take the example of your corona test where we have like rapid test, right? So if it is positive, if it is negative, we are not really sure if it is really negative, right? So there are still chances that you may have positive, but it is showing negative. So such kind of scenarios, so where your confidence level of saying that you don't have a COVID-19 is very less. So, but we want to have our model where it is like much better, more accurate, and more confident to say that like that is, you are not having like it is positive or negative. It should classify so very confidently. So we can also take an example of taking like cats and dogs. Okay, like this is very popular example for a beginner. So you take an example where you showed images of cats and dogs to the model, and you have trained the model. Okay, so and in real, in prediction case, it should be able to classify between dogs and cats. So where you have some kind of dog, okay, like, and it is not very confidently saying that it is a dog. So do you think that model is really useful? Not much, right? So you want it to be confident. Okay, so similarly the COVID example is much better to say that it will be more realistic. So if you are, it is not confidently saying that you don't have it, like you have negative, but still you are not sure if it is really negative, you go for another test to confirm it, right? So such kind of scenarios. So let's take this, like till now we had this introduction. Now how can we capture that confidence, like having higher confidence or less confidence? So what we can do is one thing, if it is towards 9, oh sorry, towards 1. So let's draw it. Okay, like from this we can say that, so this is something like XOR, right? Like if you take the truth table for this, it will be like Y. Let me draw somewhere here. Okay, if you take the truth table, what you'll be getting is, so Y actual into Y prediction bar plus Y actual bar into Y prediction. So this is the truth table for this. So if it means like when it is 0, this is 1. So this is 1, this is 0, plus this is 0, this is 1. So we have added these two cases here. So that is what will be from the truth table. So our loss should also, this is what we are talking about error, right? This is what like we are talking about error. Error is something like this. So, but like we enhance this model. So how we will enhance is we'll have now prediction, not just zeros and ones. We'll be taking something around like 0 to 1, some value between 0 to 1. We take the probability or maybe a confidence level of it. Like, okay, it is probable that like this is 0.9 probability. We say it something like that. So it is a kind of a number. Okay, so how we'll modify it is Y act into 1 minus prediction plus, so even this we'll be taking like 1 minus Y act into Y prediction. So can we do something like this? Then it we actually have, instead of a binary, we extended it to probability. Okay, so it can be a value between 0 to 1, like maybe 0.1, 0.9. The confidence level, what I'm saying, right? That is what this probability is. So it is more probable that like you have positive. It is more probable that you have negative, something like that. So this is scenario what we have derived till now.